Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to NLW. Still to come tonight, AJ Styles is going to have his championship celebration. He won the title last week by cashing in Money in the Bank, and tonight he celebrates in style. Confetti, balloons, streamers, the whole lot. Live tonight, Styles going to celebrate like a king. And one man who's been strutting around like he thinks he owns the place is this guy, who this past week on Metal, if you watched it, you'll know that Randy Orton has a lot of explaining to do right now. I don't even know how he has the gall to come out here and show himself and show his face, because after what he did to Kurt Angle, it was just despicable, it was just heinous. This past week on Metal, Kurt Angle was willing to bury the hatchet. Kurt Angle apologised to Randy Orton. Kurt Angle thought that he broke Randy Orton's ankle at Heatwave, our last pay-per-view, but it turns out that for the past couple weeks, Randy Orton was faking the injury. He had the cast on his foot, he had the doctor's note, although it turns out it was forged, and you can see the fans' reaction to him. But what has Orton got to say to Angle after assaulting him and punting him this past week?
Let me guess, not quite what you were expecting, was it? Listen to me. You pulled a good one tonight. You pulled a good swerve. Everybody in the back believed you. I believed you. But listen to me. I got something to tell you. I remember. Gotta hand it to you. You know, I actually like the way you're thinking, because I was thinking along the same line. What is greatest weapon in his arsenal? Is it his speed and his strength? No, and despite what you think, it's not your intelligence either. What if it was left up just to you and me to see who the better man was? That's right. The stipulation I choose is for you and I to fight inside of a steel cage.
Well, that was certainly short and to the point. Randy Orton, he did not come here tonight to apologise to anybody, particularly Kurt Angle. He punted Kurt Angle in the skull with a cast on his foot this past week on Metal, and that was despicable enough. But if I heard Randy Orton correctly, he made a challenge, and I assume that it's going to happen. And those fateful words, steel cage. Randy Orton wants to fight Kurt Angle once more, but he wants it this time in a cage. Good grief.
I'm sorry, you caught me at a really bad time. It's just this whole DX thing and the NWO just imploding, and it's just, I'm not in a good place right now, okay? Sorry to tell you that, but that's just how it is. Anyway, Akio, so you want to be an NLW superstar heading into the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. What the hell do you think gives you the right to step in here and take a spot on the roster? You know what, don't answer that. I'm going to answer it for you. You obviously feel you're capable of doing, but I'm not even going to say it. Look, I'm in a bad mood, and you know that. I'm pissed off. All right? And I know I sounded a bit joyous earlier on the phone, but quite frankly, at this point, I'm really angry. Especially considering I have to deal with The Undertaker, I have to deal with Triple H, I have to deal with Shawn Michaels. You want to be put to the test? Well, I'm not handing out opportunities on the silver platter anymore. Any wrestler that comes to this company is going to have to earn their way to the top from now on. I'm sick of handing out open challenges. I'm sick of handing out paychecks. You want to prove yourself in the ring tonight? Go ahead, because up next, you're going to have your debut match, Akio. And hell, why not make it a big one? Why don't you go one-on-one with the Intercontinental Champion Chris Jericho and tell me how you feel afterwards, yeah? That way you can really prove yourself. Good luck, happy debut.
Well, the Commissioner not having a good night either. We've got a lot on his plate at the moment, and now he's just served up a huge matchup for the newest member of the NLW roster, Akio. And going back to what we've just seen, all the wrestlers on the circuit trying to make a name for themselves in NLW. This is the place to be, especially considering the Royal Rumble is only a few weeks away. And this man's going to have to pull double duty at the Royal Rumble, because he's booked in 2 matches. Chris Jericho will be competing in the Royal Rumble matchup, the same Royal Rumble that last time out he entered at number 1. But this time he enters the Royal Rumble. We don't know what number he's going to pick. It's not going to be number 1. That's going to be contested for. Well, not contested for. We're going to try and contest not to be number 1 next week in a triple threat matchup that was announced earlier tonight. However, Chris Jericho, as Intercontinental Champion, has been forced to put his title on the line against the NWO's R-Truth. That's going to happen at the Royal Rumble, as the Commissioner said earlier tonight. R-Truth apparently not getting enough opportunities. But speaking of opportunities, this man getting a hell of an opportunity tonight, or a curse, depending on the way you look at it, because Akio making his in-ring, in fact, NLW debut only a few weeks before the Royal Rumble. You gotta believe that this guy's going to be competing in that Royal Rumble matchup, and what a message it would send if you were able to upset the Intercontinental Champion right now. The Commissioner was in no mood to speak to anybody tonight, especially Akio, and quite frankly, if I were in Akio's shoes, I'd be relishing this opportunity, but at the same time, I'd be fearing a little bit, because he's been put in there in his debut matchup nonetheless, against Chris Jericho, a veteran of our sport, first ever undisputed champion, and he's showing why, with a vicious chop, and now sends him off the ropes. But now you gotta believe that in terms of scouting your opponent, Akio's gotta have the advantage, because, you know, there's more to know about Jericho. There's more to scout of his, but Akio's not really been in the limelight for quite a while, and then LW is going to give him an opportunity, in fact, to do so and get back into the limelight. And he's doing so against the Intercontinental Champion, and now with the leg scissors, and drops him to the outside of the ring. And if you didn't know Akio before, you're going to now. He is of Korean descent, born in California, and right now he's in NLW. He's competing in WCW, WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, and so many more. As Akio jumps from the top rope and collides with the axe handle, and hang on, get the camera off, guys. A couple of overzealous, well, let's call them fans. You may know who that is, but anybody can buy tickets to NLW events, it's fine. If he wants to bring his sign, he can. I'm not going to mention his name on air for legal reasons, but nevertheless, having that well scouted, Chris Jericho runs off, but oh my goodness, went for that drop kick, but got kicked in the face instead. Akio goes for the cover, but Chris Jericho still manages to kick out. And now, after hitting an axe handle on the outside and a massive kick in the ring, Akio trying to go to work, but the double elbows right to the face and chin may have dropped him for a momentarily, but now you can see Jericho on the top rope, jumps down with the axe handle, another chop to the chest, goes over him again and hits the bulldog. Akio may have wanted an easier matchup to start off his NLW career, but a victory tonight and a strong showing would be great, but an insecurity by Jericho doesn't put it away. Akio still kicks out. He's looking to impress. He's been put in a tough situation, to be fair to him, so it wouldn't be surprising that Jericho would win, but you know what? Akio's going to do everything he can to win this matchup as he reverses Jericho over. But now Y2J still on the top rope, goes for the crossbody and a great reversal. Here's the roll-up, but he still kicks out. And the man that's going to have to put the IC title on the line at the Royal Rumble, being pummeled right now by Akio. Is this going to be what it's like at the Royal Rumble when he has to take on R-Truth for the Intercontinental Championship? It may very well happen, but the NWO obviously on a roll, and now Chris Jericho. Speaking of on a roll, Akio's on a roll against Jericho right now. Akio on the top rope, and he drops the legs. Massive leg drop from the top rope, and a kick out by Jericho still. And it's no wonder why he's a multi-time world champion in wrestling. Obviously, Intercontinental Champion right here, longest, or at least one of the longest reigning champions in NLW history. And now you can see, this is exactly why, because Akio is in the center of the ring, and the walls of Jericho trying to hit them, trying to lock it in, but Akio, near the ropes at least, tries to drag himself away. And now you can see an elbow right to the bridge of the nose. Can Akio take advantage of this? Going for a springboard maneuver, jumps off the middle rope. Oh my god, what a code breaker! Mia knocked him out cold, and the win goes to the Intercontinental Champion. An amazing debut for Akio here tonight. The only thing that would have made it better would have been the victory. But it is still Chris Jericho who continues to reign as Intercontinental Champion and continues to bat away challenges like it's nothing. And now, one of the most popular superstars in a while, Chris Jericho poses as he wins, but a couple of times in this matchup it looked as if Akio was going to put it away. especially after a massive leg drop, but then this. Went for a diving move, but it got caught out perfectly and hit the code breaker by Jericho. Akio was given this opportunity by the Commissioner. The Commissioner did it out of spite, but Akio took the opportunity, he seized it. The only thing that would have made it better, as I said, would have been the victory. But Jericho is victorious here tonight, just a few weeks before the Royal Rumble. And obviously taking some issues with some members of the audience, who obviously I'm not going to name them for legal reasons as they're contracted to other companies, but still, like I said, this is the place to be, and that is why Akio is here. That is why Jericho is champion. This is the place to be, and before the Royal Rumble, everything's happening, everybody wants to get momentum. And speaking of momentum, one of the men with the most momentum at the moment is AJ Styles. He won the world title by cashing in Money in the Bank last week, and it's going to be up next as he presents his championship celebration live in person. It happens up next. Well, we saw earlier tonight the shocking confrontation between the NWO and D-Generation X, but nothing physical happened, but it is going to get physical on metal, because in the main event it's going to be Triple H versus Kevin Nash, one half of the NLW Tag Team Champions, and also prominent member of the NWO. Nash and Triple H go one-on-one after the shocking confrontation earlier tonight. But we want to talk about shocking. Last week, one man shocked the world. Seems a bit much, but well, there you see the trophy. And what the hell is this about? The Commissioner's in the ring, and we're expecting a celebration here. What's he got to say?
Ladies and gentlemen, last week, history was made. One man, one dream to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Last week, he fulfilled that dream. The man I'm about to introduce to you debuted here over 3 years ago on episode 3, and since then, he's been destined for greatness in this company. A former NLW Hardcore Champion, and who can forget him winning Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. He used the briefcase he won in that match to cash in last week, and he did so successfully. Since then, he's faced the likes of Kurt Angle, CM Punk, and Shawn Michaels in some legendary matches. And now, he is the NLW World Heavyweight Champion and on top of the mountain. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you your new NLW World Heavyweight Champion, AJ Styles.
Well, here he comes, the new World Heavyweight Champion. And listen to this place erupt. But it's not quite the response that AJ Styles perhaps would like. Certainly getting a huge response, but not exactly positive. But there you see him. For the first time in months, he is without his briefcase, and that is because he cashed it in. Last week, after Sting had gone for a grueling title defense against CM Punk, 2 out of 3 falls, Sting won, but afterwards, AJ Styles coming down to the ring and shocking the world by cashing in Money in the Bank. And I would say, normally, that it was a sleazy move, but that is what Money in the Bank is about. That is exactly what Money in the Bank is for, to cash in when the opportunity strikes. And now, good grief. Fireworks, confetti, everything. I don't know if AJ Styles is a little bit overdoing this a little bit, especially with that trophy in the middle of the ring. Anyway, Styles, cocky as ever, is here to address the crowd after his world title victory. And what has he got to say?
The World Champion! Let me ask you people, do you have a problem with what you see in this ring right now? It doesn't matter if you have a problem. I've been here for almost 8 long years, and no matter the level of greatness that I've achieved at this company, has never been known as the house that AJ Styles built. Why is that? I've done it all at this company. I've done it all at this company. Oh, I'm one of the originals. I was one of the first to ever be signed. I'm the only Grand Slam champion ever. But do they give the credit to AJ Styles? Do they give the credit to AJ Styles for putting this company on the map? No. They give it your Kurt Angles, your Stings. I'm not taking a back seat to any of those guys. Not anymore. In fact, I'm a jet flying, limousine riding, kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing son of a gun!
He genuinely... Well, I was about to say, clearly just stealing lines from the Nature Boy Ric Flair there. That is a hard comparison to make, considering the way that Styles has conducted himself. Maybe he is the new dirtiest player in the game, who the hell knows? But what I do know is that Styles has maybe bitten off a little more than he can chew. He certainly name-dropped Sting just then, and oh my god, look at this. That is like, what the hell is that? It looks like the axle from a car or something. And look at that look in Sting's eyes. That's not the same look that he had last week. He is livid after Styles took the world title from him last week, and what the hell is he doing in the ring? Styles obviously going over the top with all this charades, and oh my! And look at this, Sting going ballistic, just kicking the pictures and tearing up everything in sight. And Styles is just shaking his head here at ringside. Oh my. And there you see that trophy that Styles just bought for this occasion. That must have set him back quite a lot. That's a huge trophy. Just oh my god. And now crushing it into tiny pieces. Sting just laying waste to everything in sight. And the ring is a mangled mess. Is that a metaphor for what we're going to see? Sting wants his rematch. That much is clear. The Royal Rumble is only a few weeks away, and Sting has yet to receive a rematch. AJ Styles clutches his world title for dear life. The destruction may be a sign of things to come, because Sting wants his world title back, and he wants it soon.